There you go. So, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Nico Podcast. I'm Nico. That's going to be Rico, my homie, on the other side of the screen. I hope you guys are having a good day. And today's topic is going to be once a cheater, always a cheater. So, we're going to discuss what being a cheater is. And, we mean relationship wise. So, a couple, two people, a relationship, two people. What being a cheater is, how you're a cheater, how you're not a cheater. Should you be forgiven? If so, why should you be? Why shouldn't you be? And so, what are your takes on it, Shardo? What do you think? So if you cheat, right? You're talking to a girl, and you find out. Let's say she told you, she admitted it. Hey, I cheated on this man before. Because I don't know, I was feeling lonely or whatever, and it was 10 years ago, and you can tell she's matured, whatever. Do you think she's just going to cheat again, whether it's on you or somebody else?
All right, first and foremost, if there's a girl I'm talking to seriously or engaged in whatever, and she tells me that she's cheated on a past significant other, for me, that's an automatic disqualification as far as red flag. I don't care how long ago it was. I don't really care about the circumstances. Cheating for me in a relationship is an integrity issue. So if you didn't want to be with the person, get out of the relationship. If you were vindictive and you were upset at the person, whether they cheated on you or not, or whatever they did to you that made you upset, and cheating on them was a way of vindication. Nah, not even. That's an integrity issue. And abuse, no. That cheating is a decision. It's not a mistake. It doesn't just happen. You put yourself in a situation to where you're tempted and you engage in behavior that would then render you being infidelitous to your partner. And I don't care what the circumstances are. Cheating is not the way to go, because I don't care about the person you cheat with. That's them. That's independent of me. I care about your integrity, and if you cheat on someone, that's a violation for me. Likewise, same people who they enable cheaters. If you enable someone to cheat on someone else, I hold you just as responsible. So that's my take.
Yeah, just as responsible. Okay, and also that comes as a sign of, I don't know, I guess being naive or just low self-esteem, just getting in. Being an enabler, as you call them, because now you're not even the main person that they're with. Like, you're just kind of on the side, like you're not even that. And but then you're also
that works for some people.
Enabling. You're enabling a cheater in the case I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Not only just doing it, but just saying, hey, cheating is okay. So I think that also has to do with. Maybe you would do it too, not so much the girl cheating, but this girl being an enabler. Does that make sense? To you is just the same.
If she enables cheating,
yeah.
So she was with someone that was cheating on their significant other, right?
Right.
If she was unaware, right? Say she was unaware. She's like, look, hey, I was with this guy. I didn't even know he was married. And it was bad, and I felt bad, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, that's not technically your fault, because that person was withholding, omitting information, and you unwillingly were accomplice to that person's infidelity. I can understand that. I take it with a grain of salt, because we know what we know. But if you continue dealing with that person, knowing that they're in a relationship, I don't care what they tell you. Oh, I'm gonna divorce my wife. I'm not happy. Yada yada yada. Whatever sob story they give you, if you still indulge and engage that person, knowing that you're enabling them, then it's the same thing for me. Still, I'm gonna still say you're responsible. And worse yet, for me, if you knowingly enable someone, or I've had the encounter of someone who knowingly knew somebody was in a relationship. They knew that person was in a relationship and still went after them. Intentionally went after them because they knew what they wanted. They didn't value that person's relationship, and that person didn't value their relationship. So for me, that's no different than that's just the same level of being a cheater. If you enable a cheater, if you instigate someone cheating, or if you cheat on your significant other, for me, that's all aspects of integrity. And that's flawed. That's failed integrity. That's a violation. And I'm not good with none of that, regardless of the reason.
Yeah, and also, so we're talking about girl because we're guys, but to me, it's not cheating is not okay. Like whether it comes from a girl or it comes from a guy, because a lot of people say, "Oh, it comes from a guy," and just that's how guys are, and that's okay. And a lot of women, because that's how they think, they say, "Oh no, well he's a guy, he's gonna cheat, but as long as he comes back to me every night, everything is okay," and that's also not fine. And now I believe that that's also, of course, that it's not an integrity issue so much, in my opinion, but you're also an enabler in a sense. If that, do you kind of get that? Because you're okay with it. Maybe it's not that the other it's not that she's happy with it, but it's like, okay, well that's how men are, and that's fine.
Okay, that's you're looking for reasons of validations. You're looking for justification of
right.
why it's happening. And if you have to justify it or validate it through some other means other than calling it what it is, then those extra steps are an indicator why it's a problem. It's an emotional or a mental issue that you're having, coping with the reality that someone's a cheater, someone's violating trust, someone's violating a relationship. Now, understand, cheating is not a problem if you have different relationship dynamics. If you have an open relationship, if you have those set boundaries that say, hey, you can deal with people that I approve, I'm cool with, and you bring that person to me and we have an arrangement that you don't have these weird entanglements, then that's different. You're not per se cheating if both parties are involved and they understand. But it's when you're doing something behind someone's back that they wouldn't be cool with, especially when it comes to certain levels of violation, giving access to someone, to your body, to your time, to your space, certain things like that. They just kind of
your
like
energy.
Your energy, yeah, okay. But it's certain things that just not cool, especially when the other parties get involved and they really think it's significant. The person who's cheating really is leading someone on who makes them think that they're really in a relationship. They give their all 100%, knowing that they're never going to be, unknowingly they're never going to be anything. And the person at home is thinking, oh, this is my great person, whatever, yada, yada. So they're really duping two people. That person I definitely don't respect because they absolutely have no integrity. They're using two people, and that's,
definitely.
That's horrible. But my thing is like this. I want to ask you this, my man. Are there any times where cheating is justified?
Well, it's funny you ask. You
read my mind. I know you got feelings about this. So go ahead, let me know. In what scenarios do you feel that cheating is justified? And this is not in open relationships. This is traditional closed-ended relationships. Shoot at it.
So, first of all, I don't believe cheating is okay. Period.
Okay.
That's no matter what I'm gonna say. But if right now I'm 24 years old, and you tell me, that's why I'm asking you if in any case you said okay, and a girl says, well, I cheated on like a little boyfriend I had when I was 16, 17. We were together for like a year, and I was immature and whatever. I learned from it. To me, it's like, I mean, it's not okay that you did that, but it's like you were immature. We were all, young and dumb. I still think I am. To me, that I would kind of not
leave that alone, but okay.
So number one, number two, in a physically abusive relationship, I feel like that's not
okay.
I feel like that one's to me, in my opinion, you just don't have a choice to leave that relationship. You just do not have a choice to leave that relationship.
You have a choice, but it's difficult. It's difficult, but I hear what you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from.
It's highly difficult, like very highly difficult. And then also when those people threaten to hurt, not as much themselves, because I think that's just manipulation, but one of your close family members, like I don't know, like a kid, even if it's their kid or not, or parents. And the last one, which I think is the least justifiable, is when you do it at a revenge.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll give you the really young, when you're really young and you do not really value a relationship. You might just be going through the motions. It might just be cute. When you're that young though, if sex is involved, then I don't know. You know, at that point, when you start to engage in adult activities like to that level, and you start understanding the confines of what a relationships and having monogamous and having very, exclusive relationships, sex can't be that kind of crazy casual, But if you're young, you want to give them a mulligan, hey, have at it, my man. But you lay the foundation somewhere. And it starts when you're young, in adolescence dating, until you get into adult, and you'll carry that through and you'll learn those lessons. Now, as far as domestic violence, and let's be clear, we do not condone domestic violence of any kind, whether it be man to woman, woman to man, or woman to woman. We do not condone domestic violence. And please, if you have any issues, there are many different groups you can contact, 211, or call your local authorities. I just had to throw that in there. But domestic violence and abuse is not a gateway to sexual infidelity or cheating. It's prevalent because a person wants to have an escape. So they will confide in someone outside of their home. They will confide and give their energy. There might even be pseudo love because they just want to escape. They want to feel wanted or safe with someone else. So that might not liberate them from their relationship. And yes, sex might come out of that, but it's still infidelity. It's still infidelity. And the ultimate thing is that no matter how much sex or cheating you do, that's not going to save you from a relationship. The person you're cheating with might not be in a position to come save you from your abusive relationship, whereas the authorities might have a better chance. And like I said, children get involved, and there's also spousal rape and stuff. There's a lot of different levels to it, man. But because there's an abusive situation, it doesn't justify you being a cheat on someone. There's plenty of women that put their hands on their boyfriends, plenty, and it just goes unaddressed. But should those boyfriends go out and start sleeping with other women behind their girlfriend's back because she's physically or verbally or emotionally abusive? No, she finds out, it'll make it worse. Look, hey, you shouldn't even be with that person. But cheating on that person, that don't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. Now, the last one, revenge cheating. Two wrongs don't make a right. Why compromise your integrity because someone else compromised theirs? Because I'm gonna tell you, like, off this, girl I'm talking to, her boyfriend cheats on her. Man, that's his integrity. He was trash.
Wait,
okay?
That's once again, what? A girl you're what?
A girl I'm talking to.
Uh-huh.
The boyfriend she was with last cheated on her, right? Broken heart. Hey, I can't speak on his integrity. He might have been trash. She comes now, she said, but I cheated on him for revenge. Okay, all right. I understand where you're coming from. Unfortunately, though, to have one for one, the girl I'm talking to, you compromised your integrity because he compromised his integrity. I don't care about his integrity. I ain't dating him, but I'm talking to you. That's poor judgment on your part. And I got to hold you accountable for that. If you get upset, that's how you respond. He cheats on you. You're supposed to be the bigger person, make a different decision, cut off the relationship, forgive, move on. But to just to lower your standard and lower your integrity to what? Get back at this person? He still cheated. He still did what he did.
No, of course it's a horrible decision and it won't change anything. But
no, it does change. It does. Wait, it does change something. If she cheats for revenge and I'm dealing with you, you've compromised your integrity. You're different in my eyes now. You're different. You didn't take the high road or take the mature route. And I said, oh, okay. In certain situations, especially when emotions come up or betrayal or whatever, you gonna go for eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, whatever. Okay, I can understand it, but do I want to deal with that? Do I want to invite that into my circle? I need people better than that. So vindication, I understand, but I'm not going to deal with that. You compromise your integrity regardless. Sorry. That's just me, man. Bung bung.
Yeah, just the last one. That's why I said it was the least justifiable, because I don't know when
it's the most understood. It's the most understood.
Yeah, exactly. The when somebody does you like that, I mean, I would say, I'm talking about the girl you're talking to,
Mm-hmm.
like her judgment will be severely clouded. So it's not like she doesn't have integrity. It's just that she came from a place of pain to someone who did whatever, did her whatever really wrong. And I'm not justifying it again.
Listen.
I'm just saying, so I see it different, because to me, you're putting all of these people in the same category as the ones who were just like, they got in the heat of the moment, or they just went to the club and got drunk, or were just lonely and did it.
All right. They're heat of the moment.
They're very different people.
There's heat of the moment. There's crimes of passion. I understand those aspects. But you and I have had a conversation about integrity before, and integrity is a core character trait. It must be cultivated, and you really see a person's character, not their personality, your character, when they're faced with dire circumstances. And a dire circumstance is being cheated on, being betrayed, being abandoned. And that person's reaction and or response to that circumstance will show you who they truly are. And that's the person you really got your core going to deal with. People can augment and change how they'll treat you because they might value more. It might be a new lease on life. It might be something different, but you got to go with core traits. And what happens is, once you compromise your integrity, it could be a snowball effect. And like I said, we had this conversation about integrity before. Stealing. Once someone steals, they steal. They know the process. Do you trust that person again? You can trust them, but do you trust them around things? It's that same idea. Once you compromise something, like telling the truth. Once you tell me a lie, I question all the other truths you told me. That's just
that is true. Yeah.
That's just one of those things. It's an integrity aspect. Now, we are flexible as people. We are understanding. We are forgiving. But when you get that close, when you have access to each other's bodies, and the things that come with it, then you gotta have a different mindset. Look, this is coming from somebody who has a kid. Now, I'm a father, so looking back on certain, from my perspective, looking from where I'm coming from, I look at it from the aspect of who have I given access to my space, my body, and things of that nature. And a cheater is a person who blurs that line. And I don't want the lines blurred, because you need to be able to set firm boundaries, because boundaries create respect. And if she don't respect other relationships, if she don't respect her relationship with someone else, she doesn't respect someone else's relationship and those boundaries, I don't expect you to respect me and my boundaries or the boundaries we set. So it's a protection mode for me in that regard. And I don't want justifications. I don't want excuses as to, well, this and that and yada yada. In this particular instance, for me, that's gonna be a no, dog. That's gonna be a no.
So you see, okay. So I feel like I understand it better now. So you see it more of like you've broken the trust and that integrity, but you don't see it so much. You don't see it so much as, oh, that means you're gonna cheat on me too. So I feel like you make that difference and you go with this one. No, like you've broken, you don't have no integrity, whatever, but you've never said, nah, you probably do it to me.
Why run the risk? You stole for him. How I know you ain't gonna steal from me? You lied to him. How I know you ain't gonna lie to me? And when I see that core situation, especially in given circumstances, I'm gonna see who you look out for. Now you might treat me different, but when it comes down to the core matter and circumstance, I don't have any other expectation that you might not run the same mode on me. Nico, I've been there, bro. I've been there. I've been told the situation. I've been told what other guys went through. And I did the same thing. Oh, I'm someone different. We have a connection. We have a bond. And I went through the same aspects that others have gone through. And there were other individuals that definitely didn't even deserve it. And even knowing that certain people were treated certain ways that they didn't even deserve, that should have been my red flag to be like, don't get involved, because you and this person can probably do something that they might take it out on you. Maybe not cheating, but different aspects when someone else didn't even do nothing and they got stung. So it's core character aspects. Cheating is one of those things for me, man. It's just one of those things that like, hey, you cool, you good, you're probably a great person. I'm not gonna fool with you. I'm not gonna take the risk in investing in you because there's just aspects in it, there's issues in your credibility that I'm just not gonna take the risk because I don't have to. Why should I? Especially if I know, thank you for telling me. But now that I know, that allows me to make that assessment. All that, a lot of people talk about transparency. A lot of people talk about disclosure. And I'm not a big person on disclosure, but a lot of people want transparency and want disclosure until it comes time for them to have to be accountable for the things that they've done themselves. Because people want to be fully open, but be completely forgiven and received at the initial. No, it's a two-part process. You tell me, I make a decision. I tell you, you make a decision. But nah, man, cheating, enabling, and all that other nonsense. Nah, my dude, I ain't with none of that. I got one more for you, my man. Given the situation, do you feel that cheating, say in the past or whatever, or whatever justification you put around on it, for you yourself, do you feel that you shouldn't be judged by someone for past infidelity if you tell someone, if you disclose it? Would you tell a girl that you cheat on a past girlfriend if she asked you?
Yeah.
You would? Okay, fair enough. Okay.
I would.
Do you feel she should hold it against you?
100%, I know.
Oh, okay, all right.
Without even talking to anyone or nothing, I know 100%.
But what if you got people out here that will say, that's the past is the past. That was before me. That's not me. Yada yada yada. I don't want to deal with it. It's good. We're good. Clean slate. Let's move forward. There's that.
Right. It's even if, like, say I'm talking to someone and we just started dating and whatever, and you're in that, what do you call it, that cloud nine, first 3-5 months, whatever. Yeah, okay. I'll say it, and whatever happened, did it because of this and that. But maybe because of love or whatever, she'll try to give me a pass on it, but it'll always be in the back of that mind. And even if she tries to, just like we talked about, just justifying it, I feel like it'll be a really difficult thing to let go. Like it takes a lot of, and not just feelings, but just I guess in a way, mental toughness and trust for her to think that it's not going to happen to me. Does that make sense?
I feel you. I will say, like, everybody has the ability to do terrible and great things. And any time you're dealing with someone, you could have been a cheater. You could have been a thief. You could have been a drug addict. You could have been everything. It depends on what you disclose and what gets revealed over time. So, both parties take a risk. Both parties take a risk. No one gets that background check. No one gets that blood work and all that initially. It's really up to us as individuals to be transparent with one another within reason, because there are times that full disclosure and transparency, it takes spoonfuls. You just don't dump it on people, because a lot of people ain't ready for that. But what I will say is that people have to choose what they're going into, and we decide whether we are flexible to it based on what we're willing to shoulder. So when you meet a girl, you don't know what she's coming to you with. She's coming to you with experience. which denotes baggage, trauma, past issues from childhood up until whatever the last person she dated. And that's that. Sorry, guys, we're both psych majors. So, but with that idea, it comes into a where does a person, and you yourself, before this person come in the room, what are you willing to deal with? And that's why I go back to those boundaries, man. Like, love is great, affection is awesome, but respect and boundaries are pivotal. Like, I tell you like this, man. Again, back to this dad thing. I am to a point to where, for me, what's most important is knowing your character. That's what most important. I don't your intent, how nice you are, your personality, that means nothing to me as much as deeply as your core, who you are as a person. So if cheating is in your repertoire, lying, stealing, and all that, you're human, you're flawed. But there's a couple billion of us on the planet. I ain't got to deal with that, man. Fuck out of here.
True. That's very true. And you guys at home don't got to deal with that either. Go ahead and leave in the comments what your opinion is. Is Richard right? Am I right? Are we 50% right? Do you guys have a completely different opinion? I don't know. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, and share it to all your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
So.